I think we're all aware of that.
Why are you talking like that?
What?
We're all aware of that.
Guys! New Girl is the quirky 2011 sitcom starring Zooey Deschanel, Jake Johnson, and Lamorne Morris. It ran from the 20th of September 2011 to the 15th of May 2018 for a total of 7 seasons. Created by Elizabeth Meriwether, New Girl follows newly single teacher Jessica Day move into a Los Angeles loft she found on Craigslist with 3 male roommates, Nick, Schmidt, and Coach, and then later Winston. They start off initially irritated by Jess's constant rewatching of Dirty Dancing to get over her breakup, but then end up being her best friends. Jake Johnson plays Nick the bartender, Max Greenfield is Schmidt, a marketing associate in an all-female office, Lamorne Morris is Winston Bishop, a former basketball player turned member of the police force, and Damon Wayans Jr is Coach, a personal trainer. Jessica's best friend since childhood is model Cece, and she is played by Hannah Simone.
My biggest concern is the smell.
The smell?
Here are 45 New Girl facts that you haven't heard before, including how Prince got involved with his memorable episode, why Damon Wayans Jr was in the pilot but not in the first season, and which cast member of New Girl was told to drop £15 for their role. Most of the episodes of New Girl are centered around Jessica Day, her career and relationships. The creator of New Girl, Elizabeth Meriwether, has stated that Jess would have played a side character on many other sitcoms. The character of Jess sparked a lot of criticism in the early seasons, including negativity around her childish and stereotypical girly nature. Meriwether responded to critics by saying that Jess was not meant to be emblematic of all women, and instead they aimed to portray someone realistic so that the show is not just relying on firing off jokes constantly.
That guy's gonna blow himself up.
Why would that guy blow himself up?
Sorry, I saw it in the theater.
New Girl began on the 20th of September 2011 and ran for a total of 7 seasons with 146 episodes. The show received critical acclaim and was named one of the best comedies in 2011. The pilot episode had 10.28 million viewers in the US, making it the highest rated autumn debut for Fox for a scripted show since 2001. Since then, New Girl has been included on Netflix and is said to be one of the most popular shows on the platform.
Schmidt's asleep.
Schmidt's asleep, got it.
No, you're putting weird emphasis on weird syllables.
You do it.
Schmidt's asleep.
Hey, Cece, Schmidt's sleeping, slip.
In season 1 of New Girl, Max Greenfield was seen as the standout star. However, in later seasons, critics praised Jake Johnson for his portrayal of Nick Miller more widely.
This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna say the word sponge, and you guys are gonna say the first word that pops into your head, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, sponge.
Sponge.
Yellow. Sponge.
That's mine.
Season 7 of New Girl began on the 14th of May 2017 and consisted of only 8 episodes.
What the hell is that? You let him grow a mustache?
Relax, it's just a mustache.
That's not just a mustache. That's a porn star relief pitcher.
Elizabeth Meriwether is also well known for writing the 2011 comedy film No Strings Attached, starring Natalie Portman and Ashton Kutcher. 20th Century Fox Television approached Meriwether in 2008 to develop a pilot, but it was shelved. It was only after the film No Strings Attached that she pitched an idea for a sitcom about an offbeat girl moving in with 3 single guys, inspired by her own experience of going from Craigslist sublet to Craigslist sublet for 4 years in Los Angeles when she was in her 20s.
Would you like some water?
Oh, thank you. Of course. That's really nice.
Never show weakness. Write that down.
New Girl was originally going to be called Chicks and Dicks, and 2 of the characters in the original drafts were similar to 2 that ended up being on screen. These were Jess and Schmidt. Meriwether's initial idea was to create a Will and Grace style sitcom, which would be based on the fact that she had remained close friends with a man after their exes started dating each other. The original script seemed to concentrate more on the characters' sexual relationships, but it later formed into a more social and platonic ensemble, so the title was changed to New Girl. New Girl was greenlit in 2011 and Fox ordered an initial 13 episodes. Zooey Deschanel was considered for the role of Jess because Elizabeth Meriwether felt most connected to her.
Why do you want to see it?
What if Nick gets into an accident? What if he's horribly disfigured and I have to identify him? And all that remains are his private parts. And I'm standing there and I'm saying, sorry, officer, I can't help you because no, I haven't seen his penis. And then boom, he's buried in an unmarked grave.
Jake Kasdan was approached by Meriwether to shoot the pilot of New Girl because she enjoyed his work on Freaks and Geeks, mixing together both comedy and emotion. Brett Baer and Dave Finkel became the showrunners of New Girl, but is still considered an Elizabeth Meriwether project. In an interview with The New Republic, Meriwether had claimed that Kasdan helped to develop the feel of New Girl due to it being more darkly lit and cinematic than an average sitcom. She hoped that New Girl would combine comedy and drama of all the characters, while they were between 30 and 40. This allowed storylines to be written that concentrated on life's biggest steps towards maturity in terms of relationships and careers, such as marriage and children. This was done very deliberately, as other successful sitcoms have always concentrated on the 20s, including Friends, but Elizabeth Meriwether wished New Girl to have a built-in biological clock.
29? Can you please not tell anybody I just did that? That feels embarrassing. Actually, you know what? I don't care what people think. Do you think I care too much about what people think?
Screenwriters Stephanie Counts and Sherry Gold filed a lawsuit in 2014 against New Girl. In this 87-page lawsuit, they claim that New Girl was based on their script for a proposed television series, as there were a number of similarities, including the number of roommates, their backgrounds, appearances, and ethnicities. In both sitcoms, Jess has a long-term boyfriend whose name is Spencer, and they break up due to infidelity. In April 2014, it was decided that the two sitcoms were not substantially similar, and any other similarities stemmed from non-protectable ideas. The case was dismissed with leave to amend in 2014. And an amendment complaint was filed in 2015. In 2016, Counts and Gold were ordered to pay approximately $800,000 in attorney fees, according to Law 360.
We'll cut out coupons.
Coupons.
Coupons, yes.
No, you're saying coupons.
It's fine, it's not important. We'll cut out coupons.
Zooey Deschanel was best known as a film actor and singer-songwriter, and she was in the process of developing a HBO show when she first read the script of New Girl. Jess wasn't specifically written for Zooey Deschanel, but the producers found her a great match to the character. Deschanel became a producer on New Girl and helped build Jess's character, specifically concentrating on not making her the classic wife character being ignored by men and trying to keep out of trouble.
That's not the first time someone's broken my feeling sick. I have a travel size.
Meriwether aimed to write about herself from an honest perspective, and both her and Deschanel have stated in interviews that Jess Day was a hybrid of Meriwether, Zooey, the writers, and the editor. Zooey Deschanel has described in interviews how she feels that Jessica Day is part of her, especially when it comes to her enthusiasm and optimism. She stated that she doesn't mind playing embarrassing or unattractive scenes, and she aims to live up to the show's tagline, simply adorkable. Elizabeth Meriwether always imagined New Girl to be an ensemble show with an equally promoted cast. However, Fox decided to concentrate on the well-known Deschanel in their original marketing campaign to promote the series. After the casting of Zooey Deschanel, Meriwether was prepared to deviate slightly from the characters she pitched during the casting in favour of hiring good actors and writing for them instead. The character of Nick Miller was based on a friend whose surname was also Miller, and she originally imagined Nick to be one of the smartest of the group. Meriwether wanted Nick to be the character who steps away from the drama and comments on what his crazy roommates are doing around him.
Hey, guys. Are you crying, buddy? No. Hey, did he kill Jess? No, I didn't kill Jess.
Meriwether had previously enjoyed working with Jake Johnson, who went on to play Nick Miller, in the film No Strings Attached. He had never auditioned for a TV pilot before, so she helped him get through the audition process.
Where are you, Schmidt? This place is fancy and I don't know which fork to kill myself with.
Auditions and casting relied a lot on chemistry tests, so Jake Johnson auditioned alongside Max Greenfield, who had impressed producers during his first audition for Schmidt. Johnson and Greenfield found out they got the part on the same day.
I'm in love, man. I'm in love with Cece.
Everyone knows that, you dumbass. You always have been.
The New Girl producers were originally worried that Jake Johnson and Max Greenfield looked too similar. According to an interview with Advocate.com, Jake Johnson was asked to lose £15 by Fox to prepare for the role of Nick Miller.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? No, a summer's day is not a bitch.
The process of casting for Damon Wayans Jr.'s character, Coach, took the longest, as Elizabeth Meriwether had originally envisioned him to be something quite different. In interviews, Meriwether states that she originally saw Coach as a fat Jewish guy like a man-child, but instead they ended up going for a dumb joke with crazy rage problems.
It's not the proper term. It's smoked weed. You don't do weed. That's a test. You said it.
David Nayer originally auditioned for the role of Coach before producers gave it to Damon Wayans Jr. Nayer Mayer goes on to play Benjamin in New Girl, the fremesis of Schmidt. Among 400 actors auditioned for the role of Coach.
I'll find out about her date with Paul later.
What a ridiculous name. Hey, my name is Paul. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Paul.
Damon Wayans Jr. starred as Coach in the New Girl's pilot episode, but he didn't go on to star in season 1 of the show. This is because he had expected the show he was starring in at the time, an ABC sitcom called Happy Endings, wouldn't be renewed, leaving him free to star in New Girl instead. Happy Endings was renewed, however, for a second season, and the character of Coach had to be replaced. Lamorne Morris joined the cast as ex-professional basketball player Winston Bishop.
You better step down, son. You're taking this whole thing too far. I'm serious. Hold me back, Coach. I'm serious. Hold me back. Hold me back. Coach, would you please hold me back?
Lamorne Morris originally read for the part of Coach, but he had been unavailable to film the pilot episode. Meriwether suggested that around 80% of the pilot episode would have to be reshot in order to remove Damon Wayans Jr. from the episode, as Coach was a leading role in the show. So it was decided that much like the frequent apartment changes in young people's lives, the New Girl pilot can keep Coach as a character, and it would be perfectly normal for Morris to join the show in the second episode. Damon Wayans Jr. returns to New Girl in season 3 after his show Happy Endings had finally been cancelled, and he was officially added as a regular cast member in season 4.
I've done nothing but play basketball my entire life.
Winston Bishop is an American basketball player who played professionally in Latvia, and he loves ducks.
I don't even like ducks that much.
Both Zooey Deschanel and Jake Johnson have portrayed high school head teachers in acting roles. Jake Johnson played the principal in 21 Jump Street in 2012, whereas Deschanel becomes principal of the school in the 6th season of New Girl.
Oh, I'm just eating edamame. Let me cut. They taste so bad.
For its first season, New Girl had 11 writers, and later 15 during the second season. According to an interview with the Writers Guild of America, stories were developed in a collaborative way and were aimed at both male and female viewers. When coming up with the season 1 storyline, the New Girl writers had no planned story arcs, but focused on setting up each character. They hoped the second season would show different sides to the characters, and overarching storylines were usually wrapped up at the end of the season. The actors playing the New Girl cast were not usually told how a situation would wrap up. For Meriwether, it was important that New Girl was not just a punchy sitcom, but instead aimed to be as emotionally real as possible. She hoped that New Girl would be grounded in an emotional story arc, especially when it came to Jess.
This is a sad song. This is the saddest song in the world.
Yes, it is.
In 2013, an article on hitflix.com discussed how each New Girl episode started out. Originally, there was just a one-page pitch, and it went through many stages of an outline and final draft before filming and editing began, so the process could take weeks. Each stage had to be approved by Meriwether and the showrunners, the production company, the Fox studio, and the Fox network. A group of writers would work on alternative punchlines, while another group reworked the draft until they found the most funny and emotional version they could. All of the characters were worked into the storyline and had each of their motivations determined. Table reads would happen with the whole cast on a Tuesday, and the main writers would continue working on the episode over the weekend before final polishing. In several cases, actors' performances would influence new story ideas, and actors could also hand in their own story pitches.
You're not the only one that's hurting here, Jessica Day. The economy stinks, bees are dying, movies are pretty much all sequels now, and I have a broken penis. Don't pretend to know my pain.
The exterior of the New Girl loft is the Binford building, which can be found on 837 Traction Avenue in downtown Los Angeles, in the Art District. The interior shots were filmed on a studio set, which was built for the pilot and then reused once the show had been given a green light. The exterior shots of the bar where Nick works is the Griffin in Atwater Village, with interior shots of the bar originally being filmed at a restaurant called The Prince in Koreatown. They were later recreated in a studio setting after the first season. New Girl is not performed in front of a live studio audience and doesn't have a laugh track. It was filmed with a single camera setup, and some scenes were cross-covered, so were shot with a camera on each person at the same time to allow for improvisation. Handheld camera was avoided to keep New Girl's distinct cinematic feel.
You and me are gonna get weird about rice? Do your Seinfeld.
Nick, that's
Do your
not...
Seinfeld.
What's the deal with bananas? I mean, they got orange juice, you got apple juice. Where's the banana juice?
I never thought of that.
True American is a fictional drinking game that New Girl characters play together in the first season episode Normal. Producer of New Girl, Brett Bayer, hoped to include an entire episode about True American, but writers were reluctant to form specific rules and wanted creative freedom to make it as elaborate as possible. According to the AV Club, a version of True American for the 2012 US presidential election was discussed but never made. True American made a second appearance in Season 2 in the episode Cooler, and was played with a strip poker version named Clinton Rules. The New Girl writers started to do one new True American episode each year. Fans of New Girl and True American have tried to summarise the rules online, stating that it is a mix of a drinking game and the floor is lava, while you have to shout as many names of American presidents as you can. True American came from a New Girl writer who had played a similar game in college, but she couldn't remember the game's rules. The writers then focused on making the game as funny as possible, but only established chanting JFK FDR. While filming the scenes of True American, the writers would occasionally advise actors to improvise and give them brand new rules on the spot. It had to look as though the characters had been playing this game for years and years. A promotional New Girl True American bus tour went through 19 American cities in 2012, and at this time, writers claimed that rather than not knowing the rules for True American, they didn't really have enough time to write them down. Elizabeth Meriwether agrees that it was just much funnier if the rules don't make any sense. She also suggested fans who would like to play the games themselves just get really wasted and look inside themselves, and the rules will have been there all along. Meriwether has discussed in interviews that the writers would rely on the actors quite a bit in order to define their characters' personalities. Jake Johnson discussed in an interview with Metro that he did not fully understand the character of Nick Miller in Season 1 of New Girl, and has put it down to the fact that the character may have not figured himself out by the age of 30. For example, it originally looked as if Nick disliked Schmidt for being a douchebag, but later they had almost turned into a couple themselves.
I'm pretty sure I'm having a heart attack, and I haven't arranged for anybody to clear my internet history. I wasn't building a bomb. I was just curious.
In an interview with Ryan Seacrest, it was revealed that Max Greenfield improvised kissing Jake Johnson's character Nick rather a lot in Season 1 until the writers finally put Schmidt and Nick kisses into the script. Hilariously, the pair shared more kisses than Nick and Jess in the first 2 seasons.
I felt like you needed that more than I did.
The 4th episode of Season 6 of New Girl is a crossover with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, another popular sitcom, where Jess goes from hating New York City to taking it on. Jake Peralta from Brooklyn Nine-Nine stops Jess to use her car to go after a criminal. The car belongs to Schmidt's mum, and Jake crashes it, so Jess has to go to the 99th precinct in Brooklyn. There she meets Gina, played by Chelsea Peretti, and Captain Raymond Holt, played by Andre Brewer. During the first season of New Girl, Zooey Deschanel and Jake Johnson were directed to have as little physical contact as possible. This was apparently due to the fact that their chemistry was thought to be too distracting.
Filth and lust is all over this room. Smells like frickin' Tijuana.
Interestingly, Zooey Deschanel and Damon Wayans Jr. went to high school together.
Goss in you.
It's pronounced goes in you.
Goes in who?
It goes in you, Jess.
Goes in me. Goes in... Jess. What?
Despite playing the lead role in New Girl, Zooey Deschanel missed 6 episodes in Season 5 as she was having a baby. The writers explained this in the script by saying that Jess was away for jury duty for 6 weeks. Megan Fox joined the cast as Reagan, a potential new roommate during this time. Megan Fox's character continued being part of New Girl's storyline when Zooey Deschanel returned. Peter Gallagher plays Schmidt's dad in New Girl. Interestingly, in the show The OC, Max Greenfield plays the younger version of Peter Gallagher's character Sandy Cohen.
I believe you had me pressed up against a casket real low at the time.
Oh, he's a bottom?
Max Greenfield has stated in interviews that he almost quit acting before his audition with New Girl. The role of Schmidt came at a good time, and he claims that the character was so much like him in real life, it seemed to be tailored to his liking of comedy.
A white man broke in today.
A white man? No! Well, what did security do about it?
Nothing.
Typical!
Amanda Bynes was considered for the role of Jessica Day in New Girl before the part went to Zooey Deschanel. She is well known for playing Marianne in Easy A in 2010, Penny Pingleton in Hairspray in 2007, and Daphne Reynolds in What a Girl Wants in 2003. Jessica Day's glasses do not actually have any lenses in them. This is likely to avoid reflections from lighting while filming on set. The character of Coach actually has the first name Ernie. This is the same as Nicholas Colasantos' character in Cheers, who goes by the name of Coach, but his first name is Ernie. During Season 1 of New Girl, Jess makes reference to the film Bridge of Terabithia, in which Zooey Deschanel also stars. In Season 2, Episode 16, Schmidt mentions Cal Penn, and later in Season 5, Cal Penn plays a recurring character. Nick has a poster in his room for JC Brooks and the Uptown Sound. Jake Johnson, who plays Nick Miller, actually stars as the lead character alongside Aubrey Plaza in the band's music video for Rouse Yourself in 2013. Interestingly, the sitcom Frasier is also discussed a lot with New Girl characters, and Jess does a Frasier Crane impression. Zooey Deschanel actually starred as Roz Doyle's cousin in Frasier. Hilariously, Nick Miller states that he doesn't believe in dinosaurs in New Girl. Jake Johnson later goes on to star as a supporting role in Jurassic World in 2015. When Dr. Sam and Jess break up, she lays on the couch crying, listening to songs by Taylor Swift. Later in New Girl, Taylor Swift actually appears as a character, not herself. She is the love interest of Cece's near husband during her arranged marriage.
What are you two doing here?
Whoa, Cece, hey, just nothing. We're just, you know.
Do you think that she saw me?
What? Of course she saw you. Do you think she saw me?
Well, yeah, you don't have a hat on.
Stand-up Jared Carmichael was originally offered the role of Winston Bishop in New Girl, but turned it down to focus on his comedy career. After the final episode of New Girl was filmed, Zooey Deschanel took Jess's watermelon art piece from the set and kept it as a memento. The only words Tran ever speaks during New Girl are drive and you are a huge baby.
My roommates are killing me. I'm fine, you're right. Okay, I like them, all right? I hate myself. Is that what you want me to say?
Several guest stars on New Girl have subsequently gone on to play roles in the Netflix series Grace and Frankie. Firstly, June Diane Raphael plays Sadie the gynecologist in New Girl, and she plays Jane Fonda's daughter Brianna in Grace and Frankie. Jane Fonda's character Grace Hansen has another daughter Mallory, who is played by Brooklyn Decker. Brooklyn Decker appeared in New Girl as Holly. Peter Gallagher plays Schmidt's dad in New Girl, and Grace Hansen's second husband, Nick, in Grace and Frankie.
Like one time a girl said to me, Jess, you rock a lot of polka dots.
Ooh, how did she say it?
Jess, you rock a lot of polka dots.
That is diabolical.
Yeah.
It's a major plot point that there are in fact two Winstons in New Girl, but for some casual viewers you may have missed it. Schmidt's real name is actually Winston, as well as Lamorne Morris's character, Winston Bishop.
I love the Taj Mahal, Deepak Chopra, anyone named Patel, love mango chutney, really any type of chutney.
Prince famously stars in an episode of New Girl in season 3. It was after the producers learnt that New Girl was going to follow the Super Bowl, and they decided that they wanted to do something special for regular viewers. Prince had inquired about making a guest appearance on the show, so the team decided to make it a whole episode about him. The episode featured a new song, and Prince made his own contributions to the script. The episode featured guest appearances from baseball player Clayton Kershaw and models Alessandra Ambrosio, Ana Beatriz Barros, and Leis Ribeiro. The episode Prince was viewed by around 26.3 million viewers, according to the Nielsen media research data, making it the most watched episode of New Girl. Following Prince's sad passing on the 21st of April 2016, Fox reran the episode in tribute.
I wish I were more like you, Prince.
Finish your pancake. Let's get to work.
Celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay also famously starred in a New Girl episode, cooking Jess a Valentine's Day meal. In an interview with Fox, Gordon Ramsay joked about his appearance, saying, "It's genius casting really, because of when you think of warm and fuzzy hearts and hugs, who better comes to mind?" The episode was Operation Bobcat, episode 16 of season 6, and it was originally aired on the 14th of February 2017.
How handsome is Reggie? Give him a kiss. Kiss your brother. Give him a kiss. Give him a kiss. He loves it. Kiss him. Kiss him. Give him a scratch. He loves a scratch. He loves a scratch.
Can I get an alcohol?